Imagine undivided Bengal as a magnificent mansion designed by the brightest minds of its time. Today, that structure is reduced to a crumbling, violent ruin. To see what was lost, we have to go back to when the builders of this mansion threw the windows wide open. This was the Bengal Renaissance, a period where thinkers began sweeping away the rigid social rules and superstitions that had held people back for centuries. This photograph captures the Bhadralok, the educated class of 19th century Calcutta. More than wealthy, they were the region's intellectual architects. Blending Western science with their own traditions, this unique mix gave them influence to lead national debates and shape India's future. The poet Rabindranath Tagore is the face of this era. He represented a worldview that was open to the entire world, believing that different cultures could learn from one another. This awakening crossed religious lines. Muslim reformers emerged to challenge old dogmas, pushing for new ways of thinking and better education for their communities. The power of early Bengal didn't come from weapons or division. It came from an open-minded, inclusive way of thinking, a belief that society is at its best when it welcomes new ideas and respects individual freedoms. But in 1947, partition hit like a massive earthquake, driving a wall straight through the center of the mansion and splitting Bengal in two. The impact was immediate and devastating. Millions of people became refugees overnight, and the educated middle class saw their wealth and property simply vanish. In the decades that followed, the economy stalled. As this chart shows, factories closed and employment opportunities dried up across the region. With no jobs and no future, the youth grew bitter. That anger eventually boiled over into the Naxalite movement, where young people tried to tear down the system that had failed them. The Communist Party stepped into this chaos. They organized the frustrated crowds and built a powerful presence in both the cities and the countryside. Losing their economic security changed the culture. The old tradition of calm, intellectual debate was replaced by a desperate, revolutionary anger. If we look at West Bengal today, the violence we see is different from almost anywhere else in India. In most of the country, conflicts stem from religion or caste, but in West Bengal, it's about absolute party loyalty and territory. This politics of fear means your safety and livelihood depend entirely on which party flag you carry. When survival depends on being part of the ruling party's inner circle, those already viewed as outsiders are the first to be pushed out. Minority groups, like Bengali Muslims, are often treated with suspicion or excluded from safety nets, making them invisible in this brutal game of power. In West Bengal, this violence isn't a temporary problem during elections. It's the primary way the system manages people and keeps them in line every single day. In the eastern wing, Bangladesh, a different kind of fire is burning. For years, the two main political parties have been locked in a winner-takes-all struggle that has divided the entire country. As the government worked to silence its political opponents, it left a massive gap in how the country was actually run. When peaceful debate is shut down, young people who want to change their society feel trapped. Extremist groups like ISIS exploit this, offering youth a radical identity and a way to strike back at a world that silenced them. This led to a wave of targeted attacks against the very people who carried on the old traditions, the secular bloggers, writers, and thinkers. The rise of extremism here isn't just about religion. It's the direct result of a political system that has completely broken down. This is the state of the mansion today. West Bengal is trapped in a political gang war, and Bangladesh is fighting the fires of extremism. The shocking headlines we see now are the end result of a long decay in the region's economy and its leadership. We are seeing the death of the old Bengali inclusive spirit. The open-minded, reformist culture that once defined this region is finally being put out. The question is whether the people of Bengal can ever rebuild a fair and peaceful society from these shattered bricks, or if the golden age of the mansion is gone forever.